All right, we've reached the end of this skill. Let's do a quick review of some key Power over Ethernet concepts. Question number 1. Your switching infrastructure does not currently support PoE, and you have 3 WAPs to install in a tight budget. What is the most cost-effective way to power the 3 WAPs? Answer is B. Use mid-span PoE injectors. Upgrading the switching infrastructure shouldn't be an option, simply because that is not something that would fit into a tight budget constraint, especially if 3 WAPs is the only thing that you have to do. Run power lines through the plenum space to the WAP locations, way more expensive than using mid-span PoE injectors, because you're going to have to figure out where the power comes in. I mean, a certified electrician, blah, 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 blah. Same thing right here. Use WAPs that do not require PoE power. This is kind of tricky because you might say, well, that seems like the way to go. Well, where are they going to get the power from? You're back up to question here, or answer C, running power lines. And also keep in mind, if the WAP is attached to a plug, you really have no way to reboot it remotely. So if something's wrong with the WAP, you have to get up into the ceiling, unplug it, plug it back in to get a remote reboot. And I'm guessing it really wouldn't be called a remote reboot at that point. Question number 2. Which of the following PoE standards allow or require the use of all 4 pairs of wire in Ethernet cable in the Ethernet cable to deliver PoE? Choose 2. The answer is Type 3 and Type 4 802.3 BT. This is where we can deliver up to 60 watts and up to 100 watts of power. Now, even as I'm talking to you right now, I have yet to see a 100 watts of power device attached. I question, is that cable going to be hot? Is there considerations around that? So anyway, both of these use all 8 wires or all 4 pairs inside of there to deliver power, and that's okay because it's delivered on a completely separate spectrum than the data crossing those same cables. And last question, question 3. A class 3 PoE device consumes how many watts? The answer is 15.4. The full picture is the original 802.3 AF had 3 classes of power. Class 1, which would deliver 4 watts. Class 2, 7 watts. Class 3, the maximum, 15.4 watts. Those were the only jumps that we could take in that original 802.3 AF. Now, as the standard evolved to AT and beyond, we then moved to the protocol LLDP to negotiate power, at which point you can negotiate increments of 0.1 watts depending on how the device asked for power from the switch. And that's it. You are off to the races with PoE capabilities and standards. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.